First, I want to preface this by saying I'm not a professional. I don't expect anyone to see this, but if you do, enjoy. Well, it's a year in my life, but really for me it was a year of growth is what I was focusing on. Not just in weight loss, obviously, but also my mental health, my career, education, all those things tie in together. But definitely making myself a healthier person was a part of it, not just to lose weight, but also to feel better in general. Now, I'm not going to say I was or am like obese or anything, but definitely for my standards, and if we're going technically like based off what the doctor says or the BMI scale, definitely I'm technically considered obese for sure. Even still now, which I don't consider myself that in terms of like what society would think of what the standard is. But I definitely couldn't do things that I used to do when I was peak strength. And I definitely wanted to go back to that. But obviously, this is me speaking from the future, not from the past anymore. Because I felt like it would make more sense to talk from my future self with the actual evidence in the video versus talking from current me. Which I had a great mindset going into it, and I still have a great mindset now because of it. But this was technically December 2023, but the whole idea was to start of January 2024. When it comes to focusing on my health, I really wanted to focus on getting like active. Like whether that be 30 minutes of dancing, 30 minutes of walking, 30 minutes of running, 30 minutes of strength training, 30 minutes of badminton, whatever. I just wanted to be active because I got in such a slump where I just felt like I didn't need to exercise at some point. Which is great, not feeling like you need to exercise in terms of like how you feel about yourself and your body. It feels great to not feel like you need to exercise, but it was also to my detriment because I was losing things that I could have done before, like losing certain levels of flexibility. And now that may not be a huge deal. It's not a lifelong injury, that made you not perform well anymore. It's more of a multiple choices were made to get me to a point where I was like, geez, like maybe I should work out a little bit more, work on my flexibility more. Because even here, as you can see, like the split is not full, and it was full. It's full now, but it was not to its full capability even in that moment, and I know I can do that. Like my pelvis has been on the ground before. So just little things like that I realized, eek, maybe I should put a little more care, a little more effort, and take it more seriously. When people say health is wealth, like they mean it. Don't take advantage of your young body. And I'm also realizing that now. Like, I was young here, I'm still young now. Like, I need to take advantage of the fact that my body is still growing. I'm not even at the peak of like my strength. I don't even think I'd be at the peak of my strength when I'm in my 40s, but it's like I need to take advantage of my youth and how quickly I can recover and do all these things now while putting in the hard work so that when I'm older, it's just easy and part of my routine. And that's also a huge part of this year for me personally, was making it about having a routine that I actually stuck to. A routine is so important. Even when you're not exercising, having a recovery routine like stretching, working on flexibility, working on vitamins, like working on your intake of protein and carbs and all those things. Like the little stuff really truly does matter. And I feel like I've gotten a much better understanding of that within this year, even with going to work and stuff. Like I've learned to meal prep way better. I've learned to bring better snacks, bring better drinks, bring things that will truly nourish me. Like, take vitamins that will actually supplement the diet that I already have, but not take away things from me that I also enjoy. Because that's also a part of having a healthy diet, is not restricting yourself and also making it not a punishment thing. Because I feel like people turn eating and working out into punishments when it's not a punishment. If anything, it's like therapy for your body. Another part of this year for me also, if you couldn't already tell by how I'm speaking, getting rid of anxiety and taking up space in places where I don't feel like I fit in or I shouldn't be there, when that's exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I feel like I've been so good at that, especially with handling my anxiety in general, but especially gym anxiety. I've gotten much, much, much better at that. I'm so proud of myself, genuinely. I'm so proud of myself. Like, me a couple years ago probably couldn't do this. And I went to a big gym recently as well, too. Being around other people in public and, just taking up space. I've realized I am entitled to just as much space as anyone else. And obviously, that's been a given. I'm a human with just as much rights as anyone else. But, in my head, that anxiety really does pull you back. And having to get over that was a small hurdle, but an easy hurdle in the terms of like all the fears that my anxiety was attempting to instill in me. None of those fears or predictions came true. Like, obviously, when you have anxiety, you think the worst of what's going to happen, but none of those things happen. And then purposefully exposing myself to that every single time I went to the gym, doing a little more, doing a workout that maybe I thought was embarrassing last week and I'm doing it this week, no problem, has been amazing for my progress as well. Because, like I said, I feel like I can take it just as much space up as anyone else, and I do, and no one shits on me for it. Like, the anxiety monster in my head wants me to think, like, that hasn't happened. And I don't think it'll ever happen, because I also respect everyone else in the gym. And having a routine and building one is so important. Like, also coming in with a plan, like coming in knowing what I'm gonna do, like knowing, okay, I'll start with 10 reps upper body, I'll do this workout, and then 20 for the next, and then so on and so on and so on, really helps. And be like, okay, I'll do 30 minutes cardio after this, okay, I'll do, you know i i I thought I cut off this clip of me dancing. We're gonna debate leaving that in. Okay, anyways. But having a plan really does help as well, especially if you have anxiety. Knowing what you're going to do, so you're like, okay, let me not focus on anybody else, let me just focus on what I can do. And then also knowing how to alter your plans based off if anybody else is taking up something you want to do. But I'll talk about this more in my next video. Thank you so much for watching if you made it all the way through, and I will see you in the next one. Please comment, like, subscribe, especially comment. I want to see your opinions, I want to hear them, and I want to know what I can do better. Bye.